What's going on, y'all? It's the Caveman back at it again with another video, and today we're going to be breaking down the divisional round. We have 4 good games this Saturday and Sunday, and I am really excited for them. Obviously, most for the Bills and the Ravens game, most importantly, but of course those other games I think are going to be very good ones. And last week I don't think we were disappointed by any stretch of the imagination. There were 6 good games on. Besides for the Saints-Bears game, there were 5 good games on, rather. The redeeming part of the Saints-Bears game was the fact that it was, on Nickelodeon. But other than that, those 5 other games, they were pretty damn entertaining if you ask me. And I don't expect this week to be any different. I really expected 4 dogfights across the board. I really do. Last week, I did this type of video for the wild card round. I went 3-3 last week in my picks. Not too hot. A lot of shit that went down last week I did not expect, especially the Browns over the Steelers. I did expect the Browns to give them a fight. I didn't expect them to beat them the way they did. I did expect the Steelers to win. I gave the Browns a chance, but I just didn't, see it happening. But I was completely wrong. I also didn't see the Ravens beating the Titans, which I was proved wrong, although that was probably the biggest toss-up the entire weekend. I wasn't too surprised about that one. And then the other game I got wrong, the Seahawks and the Rams game. I thought the Seahawks would beat the Rams, just knowing how bad the quarterback situation was for the Rams. I expected that Russell Wilson would be able to go over there and get the job done, but the Seahawks were just overwhelmed on offense by the Rams defense. Aaron Donald was in Russell Wilson's face all freaking day, and he just couldn't handle it. Did go 3-3 last week. I'm not too embarrassed about it, but it is what it is. This week I'm going to take another crack at it. There's only 4 games to get wrong this week, so I can't imagine I'll do that bad, right? So I already broke down the Bills-Ravens game. If you want to go check that out, I'll put it right up here. I'll put the link down in the description. I already broke that game down. I believe it was 2 days ago or something like that. Wednesday. I don't know. Whatever day it was. I broke that game down. If you want to go check out an in-depth analysis about that game, that's the video for you. Other than that, I'm going to be breaking down the other games. Obviously, I have the Bills winning that game. I'm a Bills fan. What else do you expect from me? Although I did not put a score prediction in that video, and just based on how I predict the game to go, I think it'll be relatively higher scoring despite the weather. I think both teams will be able to handle the weather pretty well. But at the end of the day, I have the Bills coming out on top 35-28. I think the Bills offense will be able to get the best of the Ravens defense, and I don't think Lamar will be able to keep up. So for that fact, I think the Bills will come out 35-28. So besides for the Bills game, I know it's not the first game. I do want to go into chronological order. I just wanted to throw it out there because I already went over the game, so I decided I'd do that first. But now we're going to go in chronological order based on when the games are. In the first game of the weekend, we have the Packers and the Rams. Now, this is a game that is quite interesting, in my opinion. I think this is a game that the Rams match up well in for the type of team that the Packers are. The Rams team could definitely handle the Packers offense. It's just going to be very dependent on the type of team that shows up for the Rams, the type of offense. The defense is always there for the Rams. It's going to be the type of offense that shows up for the Rams this week that will determine whether or not they come out on top. I have not believed in the Packers as much as everybody else all year. I haven't believed in Aaron Rodgers as much as anybody else all year. I do think that this is a game they'll win. They should win. I think they will win. But at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to be easy by any stretch. I think the Packers are going to struggle horribly. I mean, they have Jalen Ramsey just shadowed Devontae Adams all over the field. Darius Williams is a dog. That dude can cover whoever else he's got to worry about. And the Rams defense can really stiffen up on the ground. They can really stop the run game relatively easily. Aaron Rodgers is going to have Aaron Donald, his fellow Aaron, all up in his face the entire game. I think the Packers offense is going to struggle severely. It just really comes down to what kind of Rams offense shows up. If the Rams offense shows up that's really clicking on the ground, they get 5-6 yards of carry, and they're able to do their bootleg, do the Rams offense, do the thing that the Rams do on offense. They run the stretch plays, they run the bootleg. The Rams offense is able to play Rams football. I really think the Packers are in for it because they do not have one of the best run games in the league. They relatively struggle against the run pretty often, and they have a good run game when it's clicking. So the Rams definitely have a chance in this game. I think it's no cakewalk for the Packers, but I'm going to go with my gut here, go with the common sense answer and say the Packers come out on top. You can't bet against Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day, but I do definitely think the Rams are going to, give hell to the Packers, and I have the Packers coming out on top 31-28. I think this is going to be a dogfight to the very last minute, and I have the Packers coming out on top of it. The next game on the slate is the game that I feel like is probably going to be the most lopsided in the sense that I don't think the Browns really have much of a chance in this game. They certainly do. Everybody has a chance in the playoffs. Everybody has a chance every week. It's a week-to-week league. Everybody's got a chance no matter what the matchup is, but at the end of the day, the Browns match up very poorly against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have, obviously, they're the Chiefs. They speak for themselves. Their offense speaks for themselves. I just can't see the Browns defense stopping the Chiefs at all. I don't see the Browns being able to stop Patrick Mahomes enough to be able to give their offense a chance. The only way that the Browns come out on top in this game is if they dominate time of possession through the roof. They're going to have the ball at their own 5-yard line every drive, and they're going to have to chew up the clock every single time, go the full field, and put up 7 points. That's how they're going to win this game, is long drives, a lot of running, hard running the rock, and getting the Chubb, Kareem Hunt going, getting their legs moving, and just chewing clock, chewing up yards, making sure Patrick Mahomes is not on the football field, because the defense is not going to hold well against that Chiefs offense. It is just not. I'm going to give the Browns their fair shot. They genuinely do have a chance, and there's only one way they can win, and it is through the clock. It's the only chance they're going to win is if they grind that clock, really get that clock moving. They're going to have to get Chubb and Kareem Hunt moving early and often, and I don't think Baker Mayfield really, he's going to have to hit some passes. He is, once they, fall behind, which I fully expect, but I don't foresee him being able to keep up with that Chiefs offense, because I don't think they're going to be able to chew the clock enough to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. Although this game is the most lopsided, I don't think it really means much. I think it's definitely the game that you can probably pick the winner and the easiest, but that doesn't mean it's going to be, a blowout by any means. I do think the Chiefs are going to come out on top in this one, 31-21. But like I said, if the Browns play a time possession game, if they play a hard ground and pound football game, they keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they come out on top in this game. Chiefs do not have one of the best defenses in the league. They really don't. They're serviceable, obviously, as we've seen, but they are not good enough to get teams off the field, get offenses off the field, and keep their downs and stuff like that. So, the Browns have a shot. They really do. And for the final game, the Sunday night game, the last game of the 4 is Bucs versus the Saints. Now, this is the game that I feel like I'll probably get the most shit for, if I get any shit at all. I feel like all these games are respectable. Anybody can come on top in these games, but for this game, I do think I'm going to take the Buccaneers, and the reason is I don't foresee Tom Brady losing to the Saints 3 straight times. It doesn't matter about the Drew Brees or the Drew Brees factor or anything else. I cannot foresee Tom Brady losing 3 times in a single season to the same team. That is the sole reason why I have the Buccaneers winning this game. Other than that, I would say the Saints, because they are the favorite. I do think the Saints genuinely would win this game if it weren't for Tom Brady. There's just something in my mind that is telling me, it's the same thing. Do not bet against Tom Brady. Drew Brees has been god-awful. I don't think I even need to say that. Drew Brees has just not been good. Not been good at all. Tom Brady has been serviceable. He hasn't been good either, but he's been good enough. And I just don't think there are just some games that Tom Brady finds himself in where he gets locked into some different level, some different mode, and there's just no stopping him. And when you're playing a team 3 times in a single season, Tom Brady's going to know what to do to beat you. He knows too much about you guys. He's going to pick you apart. I just don't think Tom Brady loses this game. I really don't. Obviously, the Saints have a humongous chance in this game. They might win. They very well could win. I just don't think the Bucs will lose. I do think the Saints' key to this game, just as it was last week, is use Alvin Kamara, abuse Alvin Kamara, use him as much as you possibly can. Michael Thomas had a pretty good week last week, so you got to use your top playmakers. I just don't understand how you could not hand the ball off to Alvin Kamara at least 3 times a drive, or pass it to him at least 3 times a drive. I don't understand how this guy doesn't have the ball in his hands every single play. It's just kind of mind-blowing to me that the amount they don't use him. But either way, I just don't foresee Tom Brady losing 3 straight times to a single team in a season. So for that matter, I have the Bucs coming out on top 42-35. It is going to be a dogfight. It is going to be an air raid. This is going to be a fight, and it's going to come down to the final couple minutes. It definitely is, and it's going to be high scoring as well. So this is going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. I don't particularly have a favorite. I don't really care who wins. I'm not rooting for one or the other. I'll root for the Buccaneers just because I said I want them to win, but I don't really care for Tom Brady to win. I don't really care for Drew Brees to win. Although I would like to see a Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers matchup in the conference championship if things all fall into place, if the dominoes fall correctly. So that would be something I'd like to see for sure. If you agree with me, if you don't, I want to know down below. I want to know your opinions. I love having conversations with you guys. I'm going to say it every video. The comment section is where I have the most fun after I make the videos. You guys always leave in comments, whether they're positive, negative, if you're a Ravens fan or if you were a Colts fan last week, whatever the case may be. I know you guys are going to root for your team, and I respect that. I respect the Ravens. I'm looking forward to the game. I really am. It's going to be a good game at the end of the day. It's going to be a fantastic game. All these games are going to be great games, and I love football. That's why I love football. All these games are going to be great. Like I said, let me know what you think of the games. Let me know what you think of my predictions. Let me know what you think of the video. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.